What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francisco. Congratulations, you just got yourself your microphone and you're ready to get started on creating content. But first, you want to learn how to get the most out of your mic. You want your audio to be silky, buttery smooth audio. And maybe, coincidentally, you just so happen to also be pretty invested into the Elgato ecosystem, so you've got access to Elgato Wavelink. Well, the good news is that today is all about Wavelink, VSTs, and your microphone. I'm going to show you what VSTs to download, how to set each one of them up individually, and not only that, I'm going to show you how to do that for XLR microphones, for USB mics, and as an added bonus, how you can do the same exact thing for something like the Rode Wireless Me. Now, before we get started, I just need you to do me one simple favor. Check out my partners for this video. If you're trying to cut some of your expenses to possibly buy some new gear, but you're finding it hard to do so, well, maybe it's time to check out Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile, who this video is in partnership with, offer premium wireless for $15 a month. You can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone, keep your current phone number, keep all of your contacts. You sacrifice nothing. How hard is it to switch? Well, Big Wireless wants you to think it's really hard, but it's actually not. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most phones now have, you don't have to go anywhere. You can activate right there from your phone, from the comfort of your own home. And for whatever reason, your phone doesn't have eSIM, don't worry about it. Mint's got you covered. They will ship you a new SIM card for free. So, you want to save a little money without the sacrifice? Go to trymintmobile.com/streamgear. Link in the description below to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Okay, so first things first, you got yourself a microphone, and for this instance, you decided to buy yourself an XLR microphone such as the Shure SM7B or whatever other microphone it is that you decided to buy. We need to make sure that you are able to download and install Elgato Wavelink. So you're going to open up your browser of choice. You're just going to type in Elgato Wavelink. I did not spell that correctly, but Google doesn't care about your spelling for most of the time. So the first link that you're going to see at the top is Elgato Downloads. You click that. And we're going to scroll down just a little bit until you see Wavelink 1.11. Obviously, the version number may be different depending on when you watch this video, but it's right here. And it also shows you what devices you need to have in order to be able to use Wavelink, which is super important here. So you need to have either one of these, just one, okay? Just one. The Elgato Wave 3, which is their condenser microphone, the Wave Neo, which is their new Neo condenser microphone, the Wave XLR, which is their audio interface, and the audio interface I am using right now for my Shure SM7B, the XLR dock, which is a brand new device that they just released. It's an add-on for the Stream Deck Plus, which, oh my God, you can have a Stream Deck Plus also and get access to Wavelink, or the Wave 1 condenser microphone. You have any one of these devices, you're able to access Wavelink. The only caveat and note here is that the XLR dock only works if you attach it to the Stream Deck Plus. All right. Now you go ahead and click download and you're going to install Wavelink. And when you do that, this is what it's going to look like for you. Well, not necessarily. You're just going to have like maybe one input. Then you're going to go in here and add all these other inputs. But the main thing here, if you're an XLR, Wave XLR user, you're going to add in an input. You're going to hit plus, and you're going to see Elgato Wave XLR right here as an input. You click it, you add it, and now we're able to start things up a bit here. So at the very top, you see input level, which is just your meter telling you, how loud you're coming in. Your input gain, you're able to adjust this as a slider here in the software itself, or if you're using the Wave XLR, you're able to use the main dial that's right there. I have this currently set to 35 decibels a gain, and you might be wondering, well, if this is the SM7B and the SM7B is a notoriously gain-hungry microphone, how in the world are you doing this with only 35 decibels of gain? Well, the answer is very simple. I also have a cloud lifter connected to the mic chain here. Cloud lifter is a signal booster. It's $150. It adds 25 decibels of clean gain to the signal before it even reaches the audio interface, therefore removing the need to max out the gain on your audio interface, therefore producing a cleaner and better sound. If you're using a different audio interface, maybe like a Focusrite Scarlett Solo, for example, you will hit plus on your channel to add a new input in, and you'll see your audio interface listed right here as a device, allowing you to add it into Wavelink. It does not matter, okay? I want you to listen to me very carefully when I tell you this. You do not have to have an Elgato microphone or the Wave XLR to use Wavelink as far as what microphone you're using, okay? You can use any microphone with any audio interface so long as, like for my example, I happen to have both the Wave XLR and the Stream Deck Plus. But in your scenario, maybe you get the Stream Deck Plus and you get a different branded audio interface and a Rode pod mic, for example. You'll be fine. Your Wavelink software will recognize your audio interface and you simply add it in as an input, as a channel here in Wavelink. And when you do that, your screen here is going to be a little bit different, okay? But you'll set your gain through your interface, blah, blah, blah. But for example, for now, talking about the Wave XLR. So the Wave XLR, I got the gain set to 35 decibels, plus the plus the signal booster, the cloud lifter, and I do have 48 volts phantom power turned on because that is what provides power to the cloud lifter. All right, you are able to adjust things for the head jack, for the headphone jack, which I have a pair of DT770s, Beyerdynamic connected to the back. That's really not relevant to the microphone conversation we're having today. And then you have audio enhancements, okay? Low cut filters, you have off, 80 hertz and 120 hertz. All right. I love having a little bit of bass and oomph in my mic audio, so I turn this off. If you do not like that, you can turn this on or you can leave it off and then work it in EQ, which I will show you, okay? Clip guard allows you to not clip your mic when you yell into it because you just finally beat Consort Radon after 300 tries. And if you don't want that to be on, you can turn it off, but you will clip if you get really loud. And also you can have the clip guard indicator turned on, which is a series of lights that turn on the dial of the Wave XLR to indicate to you that it's clip guarding for you in real time. Other than that, you have color settings, and that's neither here nor there. Cool. Now, how do we get from this sound, which is what the microphone would sound like right out of the box with no VST plugins, no processing or anything whatsoever, to this sound, which is the microphone now being processed? Well, I'm so glad you asked. What you're going to want to do, because the cool thing about Elgato Wavelink is that you can now add VST plugins. When I say now, you've been able to do this for some time, okay? You can add plugins. You can add plugins to Wavelink to do things like EQ, noise gate compression, etc. Elgato has a series of their own plugins for this, and if you really just want to get them really fast, you see this little icon right here? That's their marketplace icon. You click that, and you're going to get to this page. Now, I've already logged into my account, but if this is your first time doing so, you're probably going to have to log into an account or create an account. And when you create the account, then you're going to go over here to audio, and this is the page that you're going to find. The audio you're listening to right now is achieved by only having the Elgato noise removal, Elgato equalizer, and the Elgato compressor. Nothing else. I am not using anything else in my chain except for these 3 plugins. So you'll click on each one. I already have them downloaded, so that's why it says open in Wavelink. For you, it would say something along the lines of download or add to Wavelink. You add them all to Wavelink. And once you've done that, you're going to come here to your channel with your microphone with the Wave XLR, and you're going to click this little icon right here at the bottom, and you're going to be able to add effect, Elgato, and here they are listed right here. We have Elgato compressor, Elgato EQ, and Elgato noise removal. So I don't want to leave you hanging and not give you a detailed walkthrough, so let's go. So if you're doing this for the first time, again, you're going to click the icon here at the bottom, and you're going to see audio effects, blah, 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 okay? You've already downloaded the plugins that you want. You've already got Wavelink installed. You've got your microphone and audio interface connected to your computer. You're good to go. You're going to go ahead and hit add effect. You're going to go add effect. You might have more or less options here than I do, but you're just going to find Elgato. You're going to hover over, and the first thing that we're going to do is, because I don't want you to hear my ceiling fan and the lawnmowers I hear going on outside, I'm just going to add noise removal right now. So Elgato noise removal, we click on it, and it should automatically kick on from the get-go. Now, actually, I need to switch on over to monitoring, because in the event that you feel or hear yourself kind of cutting in and out once you turn this on, you simply go ahead and click on the little bars over here. And now you're able to adjust the threshold and the release. I typically bring the threshold down to like about 45%. So right there. And the release, I'm just going to leave alone. All right. This just works for me. It helps me make sure that none of my speech is cut out because the gate is being too slow in opening or too quick in cutting or closing, right? So 45% threshold, 250 millisecond release. That's what I'm running with right now. Now that this is set up, we can go ahead and just shut it off. and move on to the next effect. All right, so now that we've got noise removal taken care of, we're gonna go ahead and go back to the icon at the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and add effect, go to Elgato compressor, and we're gonna go ahead and hit proceed. Vocal compression is the secret to sounding pro. Let's do this. You're gonna read that sentence off, it's gonna capture it, you're gonna hit proceed, and you're gonna bring this bar to the tippy top of the highest high that you have here. Not here, not here, okay? All right, so I would say that like this little peak right here is the highest peak I have in this sample. Actually, it's the one right over here. Let me show you, just make sure you can see that. The peak right here, this tiny little hump right there, that's the highest peak I have in this sentence based on the waveform that we see in front of us here. So we're just gonna bring it down right there till they're barely touching and hit finalize. And that's it. That is all I do for compression. I don't mess with it anymore. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. We're moving on. Now, once more, we go back here to the bottom. We go to add effect, go down to Elgato, and now we're gonna do EQ. This is the EQ that you're going to start off with by default. As a matter of fact, I think it's terrible. I don't like it. I don't like what it does to my SM7B, this $400 microphone that I want to get the most out of. So what we're going to do is that we're going to use my preset. So I already have some presets set over here. I've got one for the SM7B, one for a lav mic, which we'll cover here in a bit, my Earthworks Ethos, and then the Wireless Me, which is actually the one we're going to cover here in a little bit. But we're going to click on SM7B in 3, 2, 1. And now this is my Shure SM7B with my Elgato EQ preset. Now, I've learned a lesson over the years that I've done videos like this, because this isn't the first time I've done this kind of video. Y'all always ask me to show you the numbers of my EQ values. So let's go ahead and cover that now. The frequency here for this first band is at 42 Hertz. The gain is at 0.7 dB. The quality is 1. The frequency for band number 2, not brand, is 130 Hertz. Gain is at 1 decibel. The quality is at 0.71. The frequency in the boxy range is at 606 Hertz. The gain is at negative 2.2 decibels. The quality is at 1. The frequency, the band in the nasal range is at 200, wow, hang on, let me start that over again. Jesus Christ. The band in the nasal range, the frequency is at 2,609 Hertz, negative 2.9 decibels of gain, and quality of 0.71. The band in the presence range, the frequency is at 7,918 Hertz, the gain is at 1.4 decibels, and the quality is at 0.71. Oh, we raised it up a little bit, that's okay. And the band in the air range of the equalizer here, the frequency is at around the 15,755 Hertz. The gain is at 2.1 decibels, and the quality is at 1. I don't suggest that you just copy my setup here, because my voice and your voice are just completely different, and it just doesn't work that way. What you're gonna wanna do as you're setting this up is you want to do something that I think is called scrubbing. All right, you're going to scrub each one of these. And since I'm not going to hit save, we're going to be okay. So you want to start cutting before you add. All right. And I know, because I've done this for so long, that in this boxy and nasal range, I always cut first. But maybe you don't know that, because again, this is the first time that you're doing this. So you're going to take your band and you're just going to move it all the way to the tippy top and see how that sounds. I'm like, brother, I don't like that. So we're going to go ahead and move it all the way down, and that just sounds boxy. I don't like it. It's terrible. So I know that somewhere at around this like 2-point range, negative 2-point decibel range is my sweet spot. It's where I like it to be. Same thing here with nasal. You know, you're just going to kind of scroll all the way up. And I mean, if you want to sound like Squidward, that's really up to you. Or like you're just talking on some old school radio. I mean, hey, you know, no judgment here. And again, you can just bring it all the way down. And again, I'm not a big fan of that. So I know that for my likes and my preferences, I'm usually in this like -2 range over here as well. Rinse and repeat across the different bands, and you will find what you like. It will take you time the first time that you do this. Okay, I promise you, it's going to take you time. But once you dial in on the settings on your EQ that you like, I recommend writing them down somewhere. And then anytime you have to re-EQ your microphone, you have it ready to go. And eventually, after enough times of doing that, you're never going to forget your numbers, or at least like a roundabout area as to where everything is. Now, because I've already changed this so much, let me just go back over here and click that. And there we go. We're back to what I know and love. Now, EQ out of the way, let's move on. The wonderful thing about this methodology is that, again, it's incredibly simple, it's very straightforward, and everything is very easy to attain. You're getting everything from Elgato's website. That's it. And by the way, maybe you don't want to use just Elgato stuff, so just go to your favorite web browser of choice and type in Wavelink BST. Just do that, okay? And the very first link that should pop up for you is Wavelink recommended VSTs. You click on that link right there, you're gonna get to this website. Elgato has compiled a pretty decent list of some pretty decent VSTs that you're able to download and install to use on Wavelink. Now, everybody keeps telling me that has watched my older videos where I talk about downloading the Reaper EQ and the Reaper plugins, that they have to pay for them. And I've thought this entire time that y'all are just crazy, okay? I'm crazy too. So I'm qualified enough to say that you're also crazy, because I don't believe that you still have to pay for them. We're gonna find that out right now. And I hope to God I'm not about to embarrass myself. But anyways, we're gonna pretend we wanna use the Reaper EQ. We're gonna go to Reaper EQ. We're gonna click it, okay. Download from January 2nd, 2016. I'm on 64-bit, boop. We're gonna download it right there. We're gonna click the link right there. We're gonna hit yes. I agree to the terms and condition. I'm just gonna download everything that's there. And we are going to first and foremost find out where everything's installed at over here. So we're gonna click on the gear. We're going to go to audio effects. The VST folder is, okay, program files, common files, VST3. So this guy right here should be program files, VST plugins, replugs. Browse. Let's go to here, common files, VST3, hit OK. Bam, right there. And we're gonna hit install. All right, so that's done. We're gonna hit OK. Reaper plugins are now installed. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna go ahead and go to the gear again over here. We're gonna go to audio effects and we're gonna scan folders. No new plugins. Ooh, that's crazy talk, big dog. Let's find out if that's true. We're gonna go back to the bottom. We're gonna hit add effect. Oh, brother, oh, what just happened here? That's not normal. That's not okay. I do not like that. Here, let's go to that file. We're gonna copy the link address here. Open up File Explorer. Back to that one. Okay, VST plugins. It's all right here. I don't know why. Let me just take all this, copy it out, and move it to VST3. Continue. 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 Do this for all current items. Okay. VST3 should have all that there. No new audio plugins. No plugins were found during the scan. Show plugins. They're not there. Wow. Well, let's go over here again. Program files. And hit select folder. Scan now. There it is right there. Bam. Okay. So problem solved. That took me a little too long to figure out because that was a little different. If you do have that same issue I just had, just copy the address, the file address that you're installing the files to. And then for the Reaper plugin specifically, you just have to make sure that that address matches what's in VST2 folder. You hit scan, it should automatically add them in. And then we go to add effect and we've got Kakos. It's a really weird name if you ask me, but that's okay. Now, Reaper compressor, Reaper control, the Reaper delay, Reaper EQ, Reaper noise gate, okay? If none of this shows up for you, I don't know what the problem is, and I'm very sorry. But as you can see here, I downloaded it all for free. It didn't cost me anything. Maybe you're trying to download a newer version, I don't know. But what I just showed you cost me $0 for the plugins. Of course, you have to pay for the gear to be able to use this. But you already knew that. So we're gonna move on now because I told you earlier in this video, you can do that with XLR microphones. We're gonna do it with a USB mic now. Say hello to the Beacon microphone. All right, so this is a very well-known USB microphone. I'm gonna be super transparent. I like the mic, I like their gear, I like their app. I don't like how their app runs the microphone. There's something really weird about how this mic sounds when you equalize it using the Beacon app. Supposedly, that's been fixed. You're still listening to the SM7B, by the way. That's been fixed, but I don't believe it because it still sounds a little weird. So we're gonna set it up using Elgato Wavelink, just for the sake of controversy, I guess. I don't know. But long story short, you're gonna go ahead and add a new channel. Then you're gonna go ahead and find here, microphone, Beacon mic. This could be any other USB microphone, by the way. And your microphone is gonna be named here in this list. And you're gonna click it, and then bam, you should be able to start listening to this microphone. Now, I have to press a button here, possibly, to ensure that you can hear me, which you can. And you may have heard two me's there for a second, but I think you'll live. All right, so let's, SM7B, thank you for everything. This is the Beacon microphone on its own, plug and play, no EQ, no nothing at all. The methodology is literally the exact same. Where you go to the icon here at the bottom, we're gonna click that, add effect, we're gonna go to Elgato, we're going to go to noise removal so that I don't offend your ears with all this noise going on over here, and it should be nice and clean, simple and clean. It's the way that you're making me feel tonight. Check one, check two, yep. All right, we're great. Now, we're gonna go ahead and add EQ in. The cool thing here is that I've already done all this work. So we're gonna go back to Elgato, we're gonna go to EQ, and you know, let's just be real. This is supposed to kind of be an SM7B inspired USB microphone. So we're just going to go ahead and use the SM7B preset that I have right here, the same one I just walked through in detail. And this is what it sounds like now. Now, personally, obviously, this guy sounds like amazing. This sounds pretty good, but it also sounds a bit sibilant. And if you encounter sibilance, I need to stop monitoring. Every time I monitor myself, it trips me out every time. If you encounter sibilance, that's that harshness in the S's and T's, the S, T, right? It's very harsh. It can have a lot to do with presence over here. It also gain being high, etc. Blah blah. So if you encounter this problem, I'm gonna walk you through that right now, just to make sure you get a really good understanding of that. So we're gonna go ahead and bring the presence down a little bit. So check. Yeah, you see, ooh, that hurt me, sorry. So we're gonna bring it down to like what? Supercalifragilistic. Again, monitoring myself really throws me off. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I think we're good. All right, so you could do that or not. It's up to you, but I'm gonna leave it off. I'm gonna leave it here so that I don't offend your ears any more than I really absolutely have to. And of course, we're going to do compressor. So back down to Elgato, compressor. Yes, let's proceed. Vocal compression is the secret to sounding pro. Let's do this. All right, cool. Proceed. Same thing. We're going to find the highest high on the top end over here. And I think we're like right about here. Finalize. And we are done, ladies and gentlemen. We have now set up both an XLR and a USB microphone using Elgato Wavelink. Congratulations, but there's more. Now, at the beginning of the video, I told you I was going to show you how to set up audio for your XLR mics, for your USB mics, and also for something similar to the Rode Wireless Me. This could also be the Wireless Go's or whatever the hell they're called. Basically, any sort of wireless lab system that you may have, this should hypothetically work. I know 100% for a fact it works with the Wireless Me. So if you have a Wireless Me, you need to be able to convert that signal and output it through an XLR input into the Wave XLR. And in order to achieve that, it's super simple, it's super cheap. You're gonna get this VXLR here off of Rode's website, or you can find it on Amazon as well. It's the VXLR Mini. Okay, don't let the word mini throw you off. I don't know why they call it mini, but it's the Mini. It's 10 bucks. All right, if you're finding a 3.5 millimeter adapter by Rode that converts a 3.5 millimeter cable into an XLR input at $10, you've got the right one. All right, you're gonna buy that. It's gonna come to you. You're gonna open it up, and then you're going to take the TRS cable. Okay, TRS is the one of the cables that comes included with the Wireless Me. By the way, TRS stands for tip, ring, sleeve. All right, the TRS cable. You're gonna take that. You're gonna take one end and connect it right here into the VXLR adapter, and then you're going to take the other end and connect it into the receiver. Now, all you're gonna need to do is plug this end into the back of your Wave XLR, turn both the receiver and a transmitter on, and you are in business. But ladies and gentlemen, seeing is believing, so I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so once you've got everything connected, you got your wireless Me set up, you got the transmitter connected here to wherever it is you want it on your persona, and you've got the receiver connected with the adapter to the back of the Elgato Wave XLR. You've added it in as an input channel in the Wavelink software. This is kind of what you should get. Now, the setup is exactly the same. You got the channel, you add the Wave XLR in, you're able to do, the same exact thing. You can adjust the gain here. I do recommend turning clip guard off if you're using a wireless Me or one of the other wireless Rode products out there, because for some reason, adding the clip guard and turning it on does some weird stuff to the audio. And it sounds really weird. I don't like it. It sounds kind of like spacey. That's the best way I can describe it, okay? So turn it off. You can leave the indicator on, everything else is off. We don't have a need for 48 volts phantom power, so you can leave that off. And then you come down here to the bottom and you're able to add in your VST effects as well. As a matter of fact, I have compressor turned off because I thought that was the problem initially, but let me see what that does now. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. And it's not perfect, okay? This is for somebody who generally only has this as an option to capture audio, or maybe you just have a better treated room for this kind of microphone and you want to be able to capture it using your Elgato setup. You are able to do it. Maybe you'll do better at it than I am, but I just wanted to show you that it is possible. So noise removal is here, compressor is here, as well as EQ. Anyways, ladies and gents, that is all that I have for you today. Congratulations, you've got your microphone set up now to your liking, to your unique and beautiful angelic voice. You get out there and you start creating content. Until next time, be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Peace out.